Welcome back to the Ideal Life and Money Academy YouTube channel. Today, Jason and I want to talk about what does it look like for the end of year or the beginning of year and how to prepare for those types of situations. One of the things that I love to do every January 1st is to do my net worth spreadsheet. I update it with my new numbers from January 1st of the year before to January 1st this year. And am I on track with my savings, with my retirement, with my debt elimination? If you haven't known this already, but the first time I ever did this was when I was in my early 20s, and I completed my net worth spreadsheet and I was worth a negative $100,000. It sucked, but it was what I needed to be and have that visual. I needed that to give me the fire, to the push to get out of debt, to start investing for my future. And maybe that's what you need to do as well. And I made a vow. I decided to do that every single year. And I've done that for 15, almost 20 years now. And I'm very grateful that I get to have a look back to see how far I've come.
Yeah. Something that I really like to focus on is there anything else in my budget that I need to adjust? As we end the year, I know there's always the holidays, especially in the US, right? The Thanksgiving and the Christmas and then the New Year's. You got your parties and all the things that happen. So your budget probably went a little bit out of whack in December and maybe January. So I like to prepare my budget for January of the next year to figure out what needs to change, what has been a pattern in my life that I need to alter going into the next year so I don't keep disappointing myself with overspending in certain categories or line items. So take a look at your budget. If you don't have a budget, we've got other lessons on budgeting, but take a look at your budget and see what do you want to change for this next year and what do you want to change for that next month going forward so that you don't constantly disappoint yourself. Mike, anything else? There's a couple other things that we've got.
Certainly. Another thing that I love to do at the beginning of the year is to review my goals, my dreams. And the way that I start that is I look back. I do a look back and I look back to see what I did in the last 12 months. Am I happy with what I did? Am I happy with the trajectory that I'm on? If good, that's great. Congratulations. But if not, or if I want to change goals or I want to adjust them, what do I want my goals to look like in the next 12 months? And once I do that, I'll take my top 3 to 5 goals and I'll break those down. And then I'll create quarterly goals, right? Q1 of this next year or the next 90 days, I'm going to focus on this. And then that will get me on track to hit that 12-month goal that I've written down. So I do spend some time there. Take a couple hours out of your day during this holiday period or this transition of wherever you are on your goal setting process. It's one of the things I love to do as well.
Yeah. And if you are in the end of the year or nearing the end of the year, you're not in the next year yet when you're watching this. Now, we happen to be recording this toward the end of the year. So what are some of those things, if you're not quite at the December 31st deadline yet, what are some things that you probably want to look at in preparation for the end of the year? Because in finance, there are some things that need to be done before the year ends in order to get credit for it. For example, your contributions to your investment accounts. Sometimes you have the end of the year deadline in order to contribute to those. Sometimes you're updating your insurance policy. So insurance policy on your house or a life insurance policy. If it's in the next year and you're going to turn the next year age, sometimes it's good to update those policies before you turn that next year older. So look at your insurance policies, look at your investments, look at your contributions, all of those types of things before the end of the year, so that if you have some room and you can contribute more by the end of the year and you want to do that for your tax savings purposes, then you can go ahead and do something like that. Always consult your investment professional or your insurance professional in order to get that quality advice to make sure that it's in line with your goals as well. Mike, anything else as we're preparing for the end of the year or starting the new year? Anything else as we're wrapping up this particular video?
The last thing I want to leave you with is always have fun, right? Even if you think it's going to be a scary and daunting process, remember the first time I did my net worth was negative $100,000. Did it suck? Yes. Was it fun? No, but I'm super grateful that I did that because it created a habit. created me a habit to go forward. So years in my future self would be happy with that. So enjoy the process, even though it may not be as fun. Remember, your future self will thank you for it.